Today is Tuesday, March 19th, 2013. This is Peace News Now. Here's what's happening in the world of peaceful evolution. Silver is trading at $29 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at $51 per Bitcoin. The Telegraph in the UK reports that the Labour and Liberal Democrat leaders met with a Conservative minister in secret talks, which lasted until early Monday morning to hammer out a deal which could see the press regulated by a new royal charter. Those who refused to sign up, including websites, now face, quote, exemplary damages if they're taken to court. Mr. Cameron unveiled the plans in Parliament as several MPs, exposed for their own failings in the media, welcomed the crackdown. There is a growing speculation that some newspapers and magazines may boycott the new system amid claims it violates fundamental human rights. In other news, the Associated Press reported that Mahmoud Ahmadinejad released a 1,400-ton guided missile destroyer into the Caspian Sea this Sunday. While this may appear to be an aggressive action by some, it's important to keep things in perspective. Last year, Iran's total military spending accounted for 1% of American military spending. In fact, Iran's total military spending accounts for less than 0.5% of the world military spending. By comparison, the United States' total military spending accounts for almost half of all the world's military spending. Are you tired of the US government killing people around the world? Are you tired of having to pay for their murderous rampage? Are you tired of feeling helpless to do anything about it? Well, now there's something you can do. It's called Bitcoin. Bitcoin is money that is impossible for the government to control. It's impossible to be counterfeited or inflated. Bitcoin is simply a peer-to-peer protocol, so it's impossible for anyone to shut it down, block it, or control it in any way. If you want to see an end to the government inflating the dollar to pay for murder, then you need to start using Bitcoin today. To learn how, visit weusecoins.com. Kim Zetter of Wired.com reports that a hacker charged with federal crimes for obtaining the personal data of more than 100,000 iPad owners from AT&T's publicly accessible website was sentenced yesterday to 41 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. The judge handed down the sentence following a minor skirmish in the courtroom when the defendant, Andrew Ottenmeyer, aka Weave, was pinned and cuffed. Arnheimer was reportedly asked to hand the court a mobile phone that he had with him during the hearing, and after handing it to his defense attorney instead, court agents cuffed him. Andrew Ottenmeyer, age 26, of Fayetteville, Arkansas, was found guilty last November in federal court in New Jersey of 1 count of identity fraud and 1 count of conspiracy to access a computer without authorization, after he and a colleague created a program to collect information on iPad owners that had been exposed by a security hole in AT&T's website. Arnheimer and Daniel Spittler, age 26, of San Francisco, California, were charged last year after the two discovered a hole in AT&T's website in 2010 that allowed anyone to obtain the email address of ICCID of iPad users. The ICCID is a unique identifier that's used to authenticate the SIM card in a customer's iPad to AT&T's network. According to authorities, they obtained the ICCID and email addresses for about 120,000 iPad users, including Michael Bloomberg, Rahm Emanuel, Diane Sawyer, as well as dozens of people at NASA, the Justice Department, the Defense Department, the Department of Homeland Security, and other government offices. The two contacted the website Gawker to report the hole, a practice often followed by security researchers to call public attention to security holes that affect the public, and provided the website with harvested data as proof of the vulnerability. Arnheimer likened it to walking down the street and writing down the physical addresses of buildings and calling it identity theft. In addition to the 41 months sentence handed down to Andrew yesterday, the judge also ordered him and his partner Spittler to pay $73,000 in restitution. At this time, it is unclear to whom that money will be given. This has been Peace News Now, your daily 5-minute update on the peaceful evolution. If you enjoyed this episode, share this program on your favorite social network. Story links are in the show notes. For peacenewsnow.com, I'm Derek J, reminding you that badges don't grant extra rights.